Hey there, how are you? Welcome back to yet another episode of Your Success at Last DNA, doing those daily needed actions, getting those daily needed attitude adjustments. Wow, closing out another week here pretty fast, aren't we? Man, it's almost March. Where's the time gone? How's your year going so far? Rocking it? Getting things done you wanted to get done? Well, hopefully the motivational blocks the motivational building blocks that we toss at you here will help you do that. Today's question kind of pins off of that. What do you really want? What do you want to get done? What do you want to have in your life? What do you want to have when it comes to your relationship? What do you want to have when it comes to your bank account? What do you want to have when it comes to your spiritual enlightenment? In every facet of your life, what do you really want? So many people don't pause to even consider what they really want. They get caught in the rut. And you've heard me say it a number of times, especially here recently, a rut is nothing more than a grave with the ends kicked out. So if you gotta stop, take a few moments to think, and grab the reins of your life. And one of the ways to grab the reins of your life is figuring out what you really want. Do you want to have a better relationship? Do you want to have a better job? Do you want to have a faster car? Do you want to have a nicer house? Do you just want to feel better about yourself? Whatever the range of things that are out there, it's all personal to you. So I encourage you, stop, take a minute, and think about it. And if you have thought about it here in the recent past, reaffirm, is it still what you want? Because things change. I mean, new events happen in your world, and you want to reevaluate on a regular basis. Huh? And so it kind of cruises into today's topic. And so saying, as I mentioned before, do you want good relationships? Do you want to get what you want, right? Right? Do you want harmony? And part of that is going to be conflict resolution. Let me kick off with a little story here. I'm going to keep the story simple for time purposes, but let's talk about Bill and Jane. All right, Bill and Jane, they were having a bit of an argument. They were at home chilling, waiting for mom to get back. She ran to the store to get some groceries, and Bill just got home from soccer practice, and he was bloody hungry. He'd been out there working his buns off, running, kicking, doing all things, doing all that teamwork stuff, and so he was hungry. On the other hand, Jane had just gotten back from a wonderful trip with her girl to the mall, and she was dying to head out to show off the new swimsuit she just had. And she wanted to do a little swimming, maybe get some sun, get some tan. So she was saying, "Hey, I want to go swimming." And then it's really kind of the first day of the summer, and the weather's been so nice, and we haven't seen the sun in a while. And Bill's like, "No, man, look, I'm starving. We can go swimming. We can go to the beach. We can go to the pool later." She's like, "No way. We only got a couple of hours till the sun sets, and I really wanted to grab a little bit of sun time to get my tan on, right?" And they were starting, you know how brothers and sisters can be, right? They went on back and forth, until mom finally gets home, arms loaded down with groceries, and they go over and they start helping her. She's like, "Hey guys, what's wrong?" You could see the look on their faces and hear the tone in their voices. Bill's like, "Man, I'm starving." And he starts rifling through the bags. She's trying to drag me to the beach. And she's like, "Well, you can eat later. You can eat when we get there. It's a great day for swimming. Finally got some sun." You could hear, the attitudes flying around. Mom's like, "Well, hold on, wait a second. You guys can do both. Our new neighbors over here, they're having a pool party today, and there's going to be plenty of food, and they're new around here. I was chatting with them, and they would love to meet you." And they're like, "Dude," right? Okay, I'm getting a little silly here, but you can imagine that Bill and Jane loved the idea. Jane got what she wanted. She got to rock her new bikini, grab some sun, and go swimming. And Bill, of course, got to nom on some tasty tidbits. So thanks to mom, isn't that usually the case, right? Thanks to mom, they both got what they wanted. I know, probably a cheesy little story, but here's the key. Collaboration is the key to conflict resolution. So many times we get so wrapped up in things, we forget about that. Who says you really can't have everything you want? When resolving conflicts, a good solution doesn't mean that no one gets exactly what they asked for. It doesn't have to mean that. Often it does. And sometimes it just does because we haven't taken on that new perspective, that new mom perspective. She brought in a new piece of information, right? Um, it's usually that the ultimate solution is hidden from us at first. But once everyone brings out all their ideas with a little less attitude, right? You'll start to discover, you'll peel back the onion of the problem and discover the perfect solution for everyone, right? No one person has all the facts. That's just my experience. Maybe you've experienced something a little differently. No one single person has all the facts. That's the cool thing about collaboration because it brings together the best ideas of everyone. You bring in this pool of information and experience that you don't have by yourself. And then it creates this synergy that can produce an even better idea than anyone imagined. That's the really, I've done brainstorming sessions over the course of my career a number of times. And every single one of those times, an idea came out of it that no one person in there even thought possible at first. It's because it's almost like you're creating this new mind, I guess you could call it, the hive mind, when everyone starts getting together and producing, we're also getting synergetic and the flow starts happening. In the cheesy story above, Bill and Jane, well, they were limited. They were limited by what they knew, and they were kind of limited by their attitude. And as they saw it, there were two options. They could eat, or they could go to the beach, right? Both of which required a sacrifice of the other. So neither one was willing to bend. So in the end, there was no way for either one of them to be happy. And then comes mom. Mom is really the new attitude, the new perspective. She added something new to the equation. She brought a different point of view and some additional knowledge. All right? So because she knew something they didn't, she was able to propose a new solution that worked for everyone. Heck, if they brainstormed some more, they probably could come up with some even better ideas about, hey, let me make some of our cookies or make one of our special dishes and bring it over there and really elevate the experience even higher. The key is that Bill and Jay were not going to come up with the perfect solution on their own due to their narrow, we'll call it their point of view. I won't say so much narrow point of view, but they were focused on what they wanted only. And then they only had their experience and their knowledge. Again, bring in mom with her expanded view and her expanded knowledge and something they were not even aware of. And whoa, you got new things. You ever get caught up in that? Right? You get so attached to your idea and your way of doing things that you won't allow others to come in and address your problems, your constraints in a new way. Here's one of the things. Sometimes the new way is actually an old way revisited. We get so caught up in doing things the new way, in new technology and new processes. And sometimes we get all wrapped up in ourselves and we get wrapped around technology that if you step back and say, you know what, the way we were doing it works even better. And I'm not saying that's the case. I've experienced that on a couple of occasions in the course of my career where you can step back and say, you know what, that particular tool is not doing what we wanted it to, and we're spending all this time and all this work changing all our processes to fit the tool, not the tool to fit our business or our processes, all right? So you step back and go back to the old way and really evaluate how do you improve from there. So I really step back and let others bring in their ideas. Have brainstorming sessions. Have meetings of the minds. Have a council of ideas. I mean, and you're not alone in this. Businesses do it all the time. Medical professions, schools, even the courts have found that bringing people of a variety of knowledge and a variety of backgrounds and a variety of ideas, they can collaborate and they can produce solutions that work. Let's not get caught up in the fact that there are sometimes those things just like bogged down in bureaucracy. That's a whole another podcast, right? But the idea is the resulting solution will be something that no one person could have ever dreamed up by themselves. And maybe one person, maybe the Warren Buffetts and the Einsteins of the world could. But it often takes a group collaboration and all the experience and all the knowledge to think of new ways and to chart a new course. Right? I want you to be willing to collaborate. And you're going to find some of the best solutions are in a group and not just yourself. I want you to add to that group. Bring your voice, bring your ideas, bring your experience, but then listen to them as well, and you'll grow from it as in addition. And I just stumbled all over my words there. All right. So you bring yourself, and you listen to the others in the group, and you're going to grow yourself in the process. All right. So here's a couple of questions to think about before I close out. Are you open and willing to learn from others? And this is in different aspects. There may be aspects in your world, like in your relationship, you are, but in your job, you're not. Just something to think about, right? Another one is, if others bring ideas to you, do you listen to them to see what you can add to them? Or do you listen to them to find fault in them? Just a question. Just think about it, ponder it, and again, apply this into different areas of your life. And then, is there an area in your life where collaborating with others will help you find a better solution? I often find that people will have varying points of view in this. That maybe in their financial world, they're not willing to listen. But in their business world, they are. And one's having the problem, the other's not. Just saying. All right? So think about those questions for yourself. And I'm going to leave you with that. And then tell you, as I always do, think successfully and take action. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.